Do you ever find yourself asking the question how the jungle actually works? At what time do certain camps spawn at? Or maybe even how much money they give you? Well, luckily enough for you, I'm gonna quickly go over pretty much everything you need to know about the jungles and Deadlock. Now, first things first, the jungles and Deadlock are split into 3 different categories: Tier 1, Tier 2, and well, you guessed it, Tier 3. And to represent where these camps are and what tier they are, on the map is like a blue-greenish triangle. The single triangle, well, obviously being the Tier 1 camps. The triangle with like another bar underneath it is gonna be the Tier 2 camps, and the one that looks like it has 3 triangles, well, that's going to be your level 3 camp. Now, for the most part, all of your level 1 camps are going to be pretty much identical, and what I mean by identical is these 3 looking, I guess, Mike Wazowski things. I don't really know the terminology, but I just call them Mike Wazowskis. Now, when it comes to the Tier 1 camps, both teams are going to have the same equal number of camps that you can run and farm in. Now, when it comes to the level 1 camps, all level 1 camps spawn exactly at 2 minutes into the game. Again, that number is 2 minutes. So keep that in mind when you're trying to optimize the amount of souls you're earning by staying and fighting in your wave. Know that at 2 minutes that you have the chance to propel yourself a little bit further against your lane opponent. Now when it comes to actually fighting the level 1 camps, it's pretty straightforward. You can practically be any level to get to tier 1 camp, as they don't do a whole lot of damage, and they're pretty simple to take out. Now another thing to keep in mind besides that 2-minute spawn is that after defeating the entire level 1 camp, so again you have to make sure you kill all of the enemies inside of that camp, after 4 minutes they will respawn again. So if you're really trying to optimize your CS, when you're getting close to 2 minutes, make sure you shove your wave, then do your jungle, go back and catch the wave that's returning to you, wait 4 minutes and repeat this cycle. Now when it comes to medium and the harder tier camps, so that being level 2 and 3, both of these jungle camps spawn at the timer of 7 minutes. Now keep in mind that some level 2 camps aren't always the same. Take for instance the one in the church near the purple lane on the yellow team. You have 4 level 1 minions or Mike Wazowski, then 1 level 2 minion. Same goes for the fish market, where I believe it's 3 level 2 minions and then 2 level 1s. So again, it all depends on exactly which jungle part you're trying to farm. Now another thing to keep in mind that I might have skipped over is that the golden urns, or the urns in general, spawn at the match timer of 3 minutes and also have a respawn timer of 3 minutes. The urn has a chance to give you a permanent buff like 1.5% fire rate, 4% ammo capacity, 0.75 cooldown reduction, 3% weapon damage, plus 15 health, and plus 2 spirit. Now these are the little urns that you can find around the map, not the one you run across the map with, so make sure to keep that in mind. Now when it comes to the level 3 camps that also spawn at 7 minutes, are going to take 8 minutes to respawn the camp completely. Now the level 3 minions, or the level 3 Mike Wazowskis, whatever you want to call them, are going to be much harder to kill than the level 1s and 2s. So I recommend having some type of lifesteal, or some type of spirit lifesteal, or you're confident that you can take them out, as they do quite a lot of damage early on. You can easily let them shoot at walls while you're reloading behind a wall, just trying to keep that aggro, and things like that. Now when it comes to how many souls you earn when you kill a jungle camp minion, well that all depends at what time it is in the match. See, as the time increases in the match, the more souls you'll earn from the jungle camp minion. But to just give you a range, most tier 1 camps is going to be 40 to 80, tier 2 camps can be anywhere from 100 to 140, whereas tier 3 eventually they can get up to 300. But again, it all depends how far your match is along. Now at 10 minutes, runes and temporary buffs spawn, and they respawn every 5 minutes after that temporary buff is picked up. These are the buffs that spawn near the soul urns, so on the bridge, that give things like movement, ammo, and other things like that. To give you an example, if you picked up a movement speed at 1455, a new rune will spawn at 15 minutes and you can have multiple at once. And again, you can also see if the rune is still active via the minimap icon. Now another thing that spawns at 10 minutes is the mid-boss spawns. So at 10 minutes into the match, the mid-boss will spawn. It gives a 3-minute rejuvenator buff that reduces spawn time for your next death. If you're already dead when your team gets the rejuvenator, don't worry, your current respawn time will be reduced. It also grants your lane creeps extra health and fire rate for your team. And the respawn timer for the mid-boss is every 7 minutes. Now the mid-boss is not the only thing that starts spawning at 10 minutes. Soul urns also begin to descend at 10 minutes. Those are the urns that you have to run across the map. After 10 minutes, the soul urn will begin descending at every 5-minute marker afterwards, and it rotates to each side of the map. And it takes 30 seconds to descend. Now you do need to run across the map, however you cannot fire your weapon while you're running with it, so try to keep that in mind if you're trying to run an urn. Now at 15 minutes, gold urn buffs are increased. Again, those are the gold statues that you can find around the map, sometimes next to boxes, or there's quite a few in the mid-boss area that you can get your greedy little hands on. So at 15 minutes, gold urn buffs are increased and can now grant 2% fire rate, 6% ammo capacity, 1% cooldown reduction, 4% weapon damage, plus 20 health, and plus 3 spirit. Now again, all of these stats are permanent. Now quickly, just another thing to note, if some of you aren't already aware, on the map the other green icons, thing that kind of looks like a temple is going to be your hidden store, just like the shop at base and at the tier 1 guardians. It's another place where you can shop and buy items so that you don't have to go all the way to spawn. Now another icon you might not notice, see at the top left of the screen, you see where that arrow is? Well, right next to it is a square. That's where you're going to be hitting the lottery. So depending if that slot machine is on the first floor or second floor is going to depend on the amount of creeps that are in it. For example, the one with the 2 floors is going to have 3 level 2 minions at the base with a gold urn and 2 boxes. These depend and are random. Then at the second floor is going to have 2 slot machines. In exchange for some of your HP, you gain souls. And again, it depends what time your match is at. Now on the second floor one, there's also another level 2 creep to take out. Now again, keep in mind, you're exchanging HP for some souls. That's pretty much the rundown of the jungle and everything you really need to know. And if you're new here, found this video helpful, or coming back on the regular and you aren't already subscribed, why not? It greatly helps me out. And if you like this video, well, like it. And if I missed something about the jungle in this game, do let me know down in the comments below.